Afternoon and good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Top Tier Talk. We are back again with a juicy episode where Senegal get their first ever win for AFCON, and then Man United, Ronaldo celebrates his 37th birthday, but Middlesbrough celebrate their FA Cup win over them. It's a shocking one. Watford against Burnley, there's nothing interesting there, sorry about that, Daniel. But then Chelsea masterclass, although their team didn't perform well, Kepa had a gorgeous game, so there's a lot to look forward to. Let's get into it, boys. So, let's think, who are we going for first? Let's go straight into it, Daniel. Watford 0, Burnley 0. What's going on? Yeah.
No, we kept a clean sheet for the first time in 30 games. I am buzzing.
Huge.
Against Burnley,
we were 4 games off holding the record for that. We were 4 games off having the most consecutive games without a clean sheet in the league. So we went 30 games without a clean sheet.
That is cool.
Hodgson's come in and his job was first and third. Yeah. I think it was West Brom between 2010 and 2011. It was 34 games. We ended up on 30. But yeah, we had the better chances, but just the quality wasn't there. It was a game with the bottom 2 teams in the league. You can tell that no one wanted to try and make something happen, because if they lost the ball and the team conceded, it was their fault, and that could ruin the rest of the season.
Do you think, Dan? I've got a question actually, because it
was horrible. The weather was horrible. I was freezing. Stood out in the cold for 2 hours. Hated it. The rain was sideways.
I got a quick question for you though. I got a question because we drew 0-0 to them as well. Do you think that Burnley are playing their game where they're just basically trying to go so defensive, or going for a tactic that they're kind of either going for a draw or going for a sneaky little 1-0 win? Because it seems to be against both us and you, they just played so defensively that there wasn't really anything there. Daniel.
That question just stunned him into silence. Do you know what? While he's on holiday, I'm just going to say I predicted this game correctly. I said Roy Hodgson would come in. He'd have 2 weeks, and the one thing he'd focus on was Watford's defence. And you know what? Fair play to him, because the most difficult thing you could do with this Watford team right now is get a clean sheet.
Is their defence?
He actually managed to do
horrible.
it. So yeah. I still think that both these teams are going to get relegated. There's a reason why they drew 0-0 and had a shit football match. So, but. That's the case. And Weghorst, that guy had his thingy, didn't he? His debut. He needs to settle in. So it all kind of worked for Watford, because Wood is gone now, and it was all set up for that 0-0, and that's what happened. In the meantime, Dan, have you got an answer for that question?
I've returned. I've not got a clue what happened there.
Did you hear what I said?
No, there was a massive lag spike and I got kicked out.
That's right. So I'll repeat what I said. So I was saying, obviously they drew 0-0 against us as well, and then they drew 0-0 against you. Do you think they're playing like a really defensive kind of way to try and get them points, to try and get out of that relegation zone? Or do you think they're just going to try new tactics because they're bottom of the table, that they're trying to go for sneaky 1-0 wins, maybe? 1-0 wins even?
They're going to play the Burnley way, aren't they? They're going to play boring football and try and just get results.
Yeah, I guess that's yeah.
Dan, I did want to ask you.
But yeah, I don't know if you actually.
Dan, I want to ask you, what's your thoughts on?
Yeah.
I know it's one game with Roy Hodgson. Do you see anything promising at all? Do you think there's anything to show that you might have a little fight in you?
I don't know. The players seem to be like a collective. Like, there seems to be a group. They all come over at full time and all applauded us. And like, when stuff was going on during the game, they was all like, stupid, like congratulating each other and like getting each other up for it. So I don't know. We seem like a unit. We're just not playing like one, I suppose. But
yeah,
that's a start, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know if you heard what I said, but the weather was awful. Like, the rain was sideways, and they started singing "Burnley is wonderful." It's not. It's the worst place I've been to. I'd say. I'd say it's the worst place the worst weather and one of the worst games I've seen in a while.
We can all agree.
I don't want to go back there ever.
Yeah, none of us are Burnley fans here. None of us care about Burnley, but all 4 of us can agree that we don't want Burnley in this league anymore. They need to get relegated. They don't bring anything to the Premier League, and our league is supposed to be good. And then we have this team that is just. We're playing them tomorrow, and I feel like it's just going to be shit. I already know it. We don't want Burnley. Please get relegated.
When they ask if I like football, I say yes, I do, but not Burnley. Fuck off.
What
In the wise words of Will Mackenzie.
All right.
Anyway, Moving on. We'll go to Chelsea next because we want to save a little bit of the juiciness towards the end, Shabez. So,
Well, we're
Demir,
getting the
what do you have to say
predictions
about
though.
Chelsea?
It's predictions for Watford.
Oh,
we're still on
Watford, yeah.
Watford.
Who have we got next, Dan?
Got West Ham tomorrow.
They
Who
got
West
West
Ham
Ham. Me and him will be at the game
Ooh.
tomorrow, so that'll be
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm not looking. Jared Bowen's going to have masterclass again, and really, everyone that plays against this is going to have masterclass.
Do you know
2-0.
what?
It's
2-0.
not going to be fun, is it? I'm
2-0.
waiting another reason in the cold.
Wait, so what were we saying? Who said 2-0?
I
El
said
said
2-0 West Ham.
Demir?
I'm gonna go 3-1 West Ham.
I was going to say 3-1 as well.
Dan, I'm going to give you another clean sheet. 0-0. Hodgson will do just. It's
Hodgson.
miraculous. It would be miraculous.
If
But
I was
you know
going to
what?
draw every game
Let's not take the
0-0.
piss here.
Yeah, there's
Between
no
now
more
and the end of
attacks.
the
Just,
season.
yeah, literally defend. But then you have another game. It's 2, isn't it, per? So you've got these
Right,
are
that's
such
Saturday,
shit games to predict. Yeah, Watford, Brighton. I'm so sorry about this, but let's just go for it quick. I think you'll get your first goal. 1-0.
2-1.
2-1 Brighton. 2-1 Brighton.
Okay. Emir?
1-0 Brighton.
Right, I'm going to give
sorry, I'm
Watford
not
their
backing
third
Watford.
clean sheet. Watford the third clean sheet of the week. 0-0. This is so
You know what? If they
unlikely.
pull that
but
off,
if they pull it off, yeah, Hodgson, give him a knighthood. But yeah, that's Watford. Thankfully, let's move on. Let's move away from Watford.
Thank God.
Chelsea.
Yes, sir.
Class.
Not a masterclass, mate. Not a masterclass. Yeah, no. Very interesting game. I like Plymouth. They had a lot of fight in them. Good support as well. They went 1-0 up. I think Lukaku, poor defending, but he's not a defender, is he? But he should be able to head the ball out. Mistake there, 1-0 to them. But we're just always relying on our midfield and defence for the goals now. So Azpilicueta and Marcus Alonso scored the winner. But our attack again, it's just a Groundhog Day with me every week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lukaku, shit performance, can't turn, didn't offer much. Do you know what I mean? Our whole attack, to be honest, just doesn't offer anything. We've got such a problem with our attack right now. And he's not playing Werner and Havertz. He's just stuck with Lukaku. I don't know if he's just trying to make it work or something, but it's just not working, is it?
It's not. No, I don't see anything going right for Chelsea at the moment. I don't understand why though, because you've got such a packed, built team. Do you know what I mean? I have no idea why. Like, Tuchel doesn't see like the solution to it. You know, you've got all the players around you, the world class players. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's just Lukaku. It's not. I can't just blame Lukaku. I think it's just our attack is just underperforming. I don't know.
Imagine where you'd be without your defenders that are scoring. By the way, like imagine.
I know. Yeah,
you'd be
carrying
screwed.
us. Jorginho's pens, the defense, Aspi. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what's gonna. I'll keep exactly. Plymouth had a penalty in the last 5-10 minutes of the extra time. Kept a masterclass. I hope that's up to sell value. If we do end up selling them, I think we will. But I don't know. Life as a Chelsea fan is strange because we got the performance, but we're not happy with our attack. And if Lukaku goes, like I heard today, I was watching a stream that Conte might be after him if he goes to Spurs. Like, imagine if that happens. How interesting would that be? But don't know really.
You need to get rid.
We either get rid or he needs to start performing. I don't know, but
what would you do, Amir?
What would I do? Given to the end of the season, we're gonna have to maybe try change the system. I don't know how, but because it's free at the back works so much. But if he doesn't start changing, then I think get rid of Lukaku and just take the dip with how much we lose out on him. But who can we?
How much you can get out of him?
He's still a 70, 80 million player, is he not? Am I being deluded there?
You underestimate how shit he can be. He could play shit for the rest of the season and he'll be 40 million before you know it. That's what happened with us.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you can try and get 60 out of it, if you can get 60 out of it, I reckon it'd be a good deal.
I don't know. It's just tough right now, isn't it? We'll see.
And your next game is quite interesting. Club World Cup.
Yeah, let's hope he does something there. Let's see what he does there.
They're not even playing Premier League football yet again. But So what do you think's going to happen in that game? What are you predicting? Because again, we don't know much about this other team.
I don't know. I do predict us to win this tournament. I think Liverpool won it last season or 2 seasons ago. I don't see why we can't.
Al
We
Hilal.
can't
They're
win.
on form apparently. Al Hilal. Saudi
They're on
Arabia
form.
team? Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia?
they won
They got
6-1
Baf-
the other day. I think Igalo plays for him.
And I think
I bet he does.
Baffa-Timmy
Oh, I
Gomez.
bet he does.
I know
I
Gomez
think
plays for him.
Igalo. I think they win 6-1. I thought they won the other day.
Who did they beat 6-1 against? Who?
I don't know, some like UAE team or something. I think.
Al Jazeera. That won't make a difference to what we think about them. But they have the West Brom guy, Mattis Pro. I don't think you'll lose. I mean, if you lose that.
Oh, yeah. No, if we
I'd
lose
say-
that, it's a disaster.
Again, it's so hard to predict your games because it just depends on if your defenders are going to score and your attack's so incoherent. I'll say 1-0 to Chelsea. 1-0. Oh, you're muted. Are you speaking?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, go on then. What's your prediction,
What are you predicting now?
2-0 Chelsea.
Daniel?
I think you'll all been. Yeah, go on. Dan.
I'll say 3-2 Chelsea.
I think you're not being generous. I'm going 4-0 win.
No,
Oh.
if it is a team Igalo plays for, he's dunking on you.
Is it?
I
Yeah.
knew it.
It's always
He is-
Watford. Back
he
to
is
Watford.
gonna-
Everything
he's,
back to
Yeah.
Daniel
Watford.
Brand's
isn't
going to be at
it?
that game. Daniel Brand's going to be at that Chelsea game. He's going to be in the stand. As
I'll
soon as
tell-
he's on the
I'll-
score,
if it is a team I'm thinking, Jimbo Carrillo as well, Andre
Yeah,
Carrillo.
Carrillo scored on the weekend or whenever they
Yeah,
played.
he played
I'm
for us as
sure
well.
Baffa-Timmy Gomez plays for them. Or
They're
did
not
play
a
for
bad
them.
team. I mean, I'd be scared if I was you. Not that no one cares about this
You're
tournament
United,
anyway.
so you should be scared. You should be scared of everyone.
Dad's going to be
Right.
complaining about the weather now. It's too cold and it's too hot. It's too
Yeah.
hot.
Is that how we go
Um,
on to Man United then?
Awful.
Shall we? Do you want to
Yeah,
hear my
that's exactly
depression? Okay.
Well,
Go for
yeah,
it.
let's introduce it first. Chavez,
Oh, okay.
1-0. 1-0 Middlesbrough. What is going on? You were laughing at
1-0.
Arsenal going
Oh,
out
we-
against
It was a
drew the game,
1-0.
It just was a 1-0.
1-0.
No.
What was it?
No,
Okay.
it was on pen.
It was 1-0. We lost on pens. Okay, let's
Oh,
start.
yeah.
So this is going to be the opposite.
Oh,
I complained when we beat, who was it? We beat West Ham, and I complained. I'm actually going to go the opposite way here because we actually played well. Whenever we have these games, which are like tournament, just straight knockout games, we play well. Like played well against Sevilla. Even that time we got knocked out by PSG, we play well. But it just comes down to the final moment. For some reason, in this team, there is a severe disease. I don't know what to call it. You could call it bottler's mentality, but some of these players,
But no,
I mean-
lack of cojones.
yeah, Bruno. I mean, the chances he missed, Rashford, the chances he missed, and would you believe it, Ronaldo? I never thought I'd come to the day and say Ronaldo missed chances, but even he missed chances. And the thing is, so we played well. We got to the penalty shootout, and people have spent
Huge.
the last year since De Gea fucked up that final in against Villarreal. Well, there's Dean Henderson for you in a penalty situation. Didn't save one, messed up the one that he literally should have saved. So that ends that argument. So that was the only good positive. De Gea is a better goalkeeper than Henderson. Henderson will never be a keeper as good as De Gea. Henderson can leave for all I care about. I think we're the only reason. I mean, the club are keeping Henderson. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
tried to sign him.
You've had enough, haven't you? You've had enough.
No, because this guy, it's not Henderson's fault. He just, for some reason, this man has a fan base. Dean Henderson has a fan base that is very dedicated to hating on David De Gea, who's been, our best player for the last 7 years. So it's nice to see, well, not nice to see us go out, but it's nice to see that he isn't as good as De Gea or remotely close because he fucked up the penalty shootout. Anthony Langer missed. No one cares about that because it's not his fault. There's not much positive.
it is his fault.
Rashford's PR team. What is going on there?
I mean, we can talk about Rashford's PR team. It's very nice to see a player be nice, and you shouldn't hate on a player being nice. But for starters, Anthony Langer isn't on Twitter. Rashford sees Langer in the dressing room, so he could have said that to him in the dressing room. And the biggest problem is that isn't Marcus Rashford speaking. It's his PR team. We've seen tweets that we've seen stuff from his PR team on his account.
It's like that meme when it's got that massive quote
Yeah.
and it's just blurred and it's like people change their accounts to Rashford.
Elliot said it last week. We're getting very sick of seeing these players apologize week in, week out. And it just comes to a point where the standards are just on the floor of our team. I mean, right now, we're not winning anything this season. It comes down to a Champions League and our players. Tomorrow, you'll get the training picks and it'll be like winning team because they won a training ground match. No one gives a shit. Not one fan gives a shit. But
I
they
want
still
to ask
post
you a
it.
question as well. I want to ask a question. Strange how most of our like top teams, top 6 teams, are actually really underperforming at the moment. The only 2 teams that are pushing for it are Man City and Liverpool. Arsenal, we're doing a bit dodgy. United, dodgy. Chelsea, a bit dodgy. Spurs, 50-50. Do you know what I mean? What is done? Why are we having like some sort of spur?
Do you not
doing
see
shit?
that? It doesn't feel like that,
it.
does it? Like the mood around the club and how they manipulate the media. It seems like everything's happy. If this was the days and age of like Roy Keane, Gary Neville, all these players, there would be literally, you would know from the mood of the club that we're doing shit. But right now, honestly, if you didn't look at the matches and just kept up with our social media and our TikTok accounts and all of that, you think we're on track for like a treble. But and I get players have lives outside of football, but some of the shit that I see from our players, it's
strange,
really,
isn't it?
It's the standards are on the floor as a club right now. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree. The standards, I think for players nowadays, I think they definitely think that they're like hierarchy. Do you know what I mean? They think, well, why do we have to play for this club? Well, we should be earning this money anyway. You have to pay us to play for your club because we're like royalty. But I don't get it. Like, why? Like you're literally having the privilege to play for a team. Let's say, for example, I don't know. Let's say all in all, let's say there's about 100, 200 players for like one team in the Premier League. 100 players. Let's say 100 players, for example. Like academy
squad,
all the way down.
Yeah.
100 players overall for each team. Times that by 20, got 2,000 players. 2,000 players that play at the elite of the elite in the entire country. You get to be one of those players, and you're telling me that this, because you're not getting an amount of money, you're not going to play for this club. I don't get it. You're in like some of this. You're in the maddest of like one of the best leagues in the world. You get the honor to play the top 6 teams, and yet you're underperforming. What goes through your head?
Like, they're not good at just overpaid.
"24/7 if I'm getting paid 50 G's a week. People want to see me fucking play. People are looking like people get the shirt with my name on their back. Do you know what I mean? You got to go out there and actually play for your money. Do you know what I mean? And they're just like sitting back and going, maybe not, maybe tomorrow. Fuck off, man. It's
I will say one thing.
As we speak, do you see why? No, but very quickly.
No, I get what you mean.
Well, do you see how some of these teams are beating some of the Premier League teams because they have the fucking urge to play. Bournemouth, for example, they've just beat Bournemouth. I know Bournemouth are Championship, but Bournemouth League, and they've just gone and battered fucking Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean? Middlesbrough, Manchester United, what's it called? Nottingham Forest has slapped us. They've slapped Leicester. It just goes to show what drive in these lower league teams that they want to go, do you know what? We'll have a go at this. Sack these boys off, and they have. Fair play to them. I actually respect all these lower league clubs going out there and saying fuck you to these Premier League clubs, because it goes to show that this FA Cup is basically just the best of England, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say one last thing.
It's whoever can come second behind Man City, really, the FA Cup.
Yeah. Sorry, Dan. One thing right now, as we speak, the footballers, they get protected by their teams and the clubs. We're getting brainwashed every day, day in, day out. We get brainwashed with every tweet that comes out of a club, every TikTok, every fucking video on YouTube. It's to hide the fact that, I'm just talking from Man United's perspective, it's to hide how shit we're doing on the pitch. And it's going to continue. The players will just hide behind that. And when we win our next game, I mean, we could beat Burnley tomorrow and you'll get the posts of, I don't even want to, it actually upsets me because like the standards are so low, but it's a brainwashing.
It's so low.
And we're falling into it, and we will because we consume it on the media. But we're not going to win a trophy this season. I can tell you now, we're not going to win the Champions League.
Do you not find that sad though? Do you not find it sad because like teams like us, like Arsenal and United, back in the day, you'd be going to the drawing board at the start of the season saying, "This is our fucking objective for this season. We have to challenge for that title. Let's do it then." Do you know what I mean? Let's go for it. Why are we sixth? Do you know what I mean? Why? What is going on?
One last thing. I keep saying last thing. The thing that's pissed me off the most, and it was the final straw for me today, was personally as a Man United fan, I saw that we have a net spend of 950 million or something in the last decade. That's the highest in England for sure. I'm not sure about the world, but in England. Now, at that standard, to win what we've not won anything to, correlate to 950 million. And yet we're happy. I guess the fans are happy to just, I get the stadium fans.
To look over it.
So the stadium fans are privileged to be there. When I went, I was privileged. I can't go there anymore. But there's a standard now, and they do need to sort of make it known inside the stadium that they're not happy. It's difficult because being at Old Trafford is beautiful, it's magical, whatever. But there comes a time when actually we've spent the most in England for the last 10 years. It's time to get some standards going. Yeah. Nothing's happened. Let's kick on now. It's up to us. But
I completely agree.
We'll see. I don't know. We're being brainwashed. That's all I'm gonna say. That's my outcome of the Man United Middlesbrough game. Brainwashed.
I know it's been a very long time since we've covered it as well, and obviously it's very back in the past now. But do you remember the whole Super League kind of aspect? They basically just set out a post. They sent out one shitty little post and just went, "We understand our actions and we're sorry." Shut the fuck up, man. They still haven't paid us back for that. Do you know what I mean? They basically said, "Oh, we're sorry, we didn't want to do that." Shut up, man. Do you know what I mean? You guys were about to fuck off to like your own league and try and play for this massive amount of money, and now because of someone basically just said, "Oh, no, you can't do that," they're like, "Oh, well, we're sorry, we want to come back." Shut up.
And then they go
and they think we've forgiven them. Yeah, and they think we're going to forgive them for that, and then they go, "Oh yeah, no, sorry, but let's move on." And like it's the same as I said, the same bollocks on Instagram when they just go, "Right, oh, we're sorry about this, but we'll bounce back." Shut the fuck up, man. I've heard that shit so many times. We'll bounce back.
Yeah, when will you actually bounce back? When will you
bounce back?
Yeah, they've got to be the worst 3 words to hear as a football fan. They've got to be the worst 3.
Back. Go away. Go away. I don't want to hear it.
We go again. We go again.
We go again. Oh my God. Like, don't get me wrong. If we've gone on a winning streak, or for example, like that, of like 20 games or something like that, and we lose one, and they say, "Oh, we apologize, but we'll go again," and then they do go again, and they keep going on and on. I'm like, do you know what? Fair enough. Do you know what I mean? We win some, we lose some, get that one on. But consistent shit on the pitch, and then the same shit post on Instagram saying we'll go again. Go away. We don't want to see it. We want to see you in and out of that training room, going ham and wanting to win it, but we're not getting it.
Yeah. And yeah, just as you said, one last final point to sort of combine your sort of point about that and Shuaiz's point about social media. There was an app, I think it was like FootMob or something like that, the one that tracks like player ratings and like match scores and stuff like that. And they've done like a table of like the best runs and the worst runs. And yeah, Watford were on the worst run out of any football club that has their records tracked in the world. And as you said, it was game after game. It was we go again, or yeah, we were on the worst run out of any club in the world.
Yeah, but that's what I want to say. Don't you think that's so poor? Like, as I said, out of these 2,000 fucking players, you are the worst. Like, come on. The Premier League is losing its.
You've got to laugh or you cry. But no, not even out of 1,000 players. Out of 1,000 worst. That's beyond the joke.
All right, shall we go to prediction?
Boys.
Boys.
Very quickly. Go on, Ray.
Dan's internet's going to do a "we'll be back soon" tweet soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I do think, boys, I do want to ask one final question before we move on. Do you think a Premier League is losing its touch or its pull effect? Like, let's say you go back 10 years, it's the Barclays Premier League. You see big names, you see quality football, you see top goals, everything like that. But now you watch games, it's boring, it's playing around the back, there's too many tactics, it's just shit. What do you think?
It's the Manchester and Liverpool league, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, like they put on a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think other leagues have
it hasn't lost its pull. It's just narrowed it down to 2 clubs.
Yeah.
But you can't blame them. I don't blame those clubs because my club.
No. You can't blame them.
Those clubs,
I enjoy watching Manchester City. They're a good team. Like when they pass it around, I do enjoy it. But again, like I do like to see the
Arsenal and United, these teams that need to
falling off,
pattern up and can be
pull their finger out,
and then it will get interesting. But yeah, United.
Yeah.
Okay, this
who they got
tomorrow? We've got Burnley, which is just we're away from home against Burnley.
You should win that 3-0.
No, if it's anything like the other day, your players aren't going to enjoy that. I'll say another 0-0.
Oh, Dan, if that happens, it'll be well.
If you draw 0-0, they'll be up for.
I'll go 1-0 United.
I'll say 2-0. And the thing is, 2-0 against Burnley doesn't mean you post on your social media saying, "Well done, lads," because it still means we're out of the FA and we're not going to win a trophy. But they will. Watch. We'll win 2-0. We'll win.
Plus 3, yeah. Plus 3, 1, the football.
Like we can see the league table. We don't need your plus 3, man. Okay. Then we've got United Southampton on Saturday. Yeah, Yeah. 2-1.
Ward-Prowse
I'm
free
feeling
kicks
good.
happening.
Yeah,
Ward-Prowse free kick.
that's the one. The Ward-Prowse free kick.
I reckon 1-1. 1-1.
Oh, fucking hell. All right. In here.
3-1 United.
3-1. Okay. Well, do you want to go into the big Senegal win?
Yeah,
Arsenal.
big up my boys
Arsenal.
minus half for winning AFCON.
Oh, should we do Arsenal first?
To do the Arsenal prediction first.
Okay, you've got a tough one to be fair. You've got Wolves.
That's a good Wolves side. Just one.
What? No, yeah, they've just won Manager of the Month, so Arsenal win. 2-1.
What?
Okay.
Wolves?
I say 2-1 as well. I say 2-1 as well.
Manager of the Month,
Yeah.
guys. You win Manager of the Month, you don't win games afterwards. It's a known fact.
1-0 Wolves. I'll be
conspiracies.
different. 1-0 Wolves.
Do you know
I'll
what?
say 2-1 Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal have had
Come on, you
shit.
Gunners.
You didn't win a game in Jan, so now you'll start Feb with a win. 1-0.
Exactly. There you
And
go.
then,
Yeah, 2-1, yeah.
so then you had a game that was supposed to be against Chelsea that got cancelled. So that's it. That's literally Arsenal in a nutshell. Nothing
Fair
else.
Yep.
But
Last
then
one.
final boys, AFCON. Senegal get their first win. Koulibaly, Sarr, Mane.
It's minus half. What a
Wow,
hero.
there.
What a man. The Senegalese still hate us. I'm not going to lie to you.
He just keeps going back to Watford, doesn't he?
Shut up about Watford. Yeah,
Why does he go back
I
to
can
Watford?
trace back a video from last year and be like, oh, he's still waffling on about Watford.
I've got it's all I know.
Yeah, get some ball knowledge.
I watched the game. The highlight of the game was Salah telling the keeper that where Mane was going for the penalty, and he saved it. But
Mane walked over and they pushed him away.
yeah, no. I think Senegal been like the best African team for the last like number of years, right? So I think like
Yeah, they just hadn't won.
Yeah.
I think it was their peak. It was like as they were saying yesterday, all of their players were like coming towards the end of their like international careers, like your 30-year-old, 31. They were like their golden generation.
That's what I'm saying. Some of this World Cup will probably be the last kind of thing for people, wouldn't it?
Yeah. What I will say though is the manager of Egypt, Carlos Queiroz, was gone. Do you want to go first or shall I? You're about 10 minutes.
He's lagging, so he's about 5 years behind.
Since Carlos Queiroz was the manager of Iran, Iran did qualify for the World Cup. So yeah, we're winning the World Cup, by the way. Yeah, you guys have to support Iran when England are out.
Winning AFCON doesn't get you World Cup, does it?
No,
it's like the Euros, isn't it? It's just it's a major trophy.
Oh,
but nothing does.
I agree. That should get you automatic qualification.
No, but they've got qualification games in the month.
You should earn it. I don't think it should be tournament given in internationals. I think you should have to earn it in separate games.
Yeah, but you're the best team in Africa, and you're not. It would almost add to. I know people.
Also, Italy should automatically be in the World Cup because they won the Euros and not be in this qualifying.
It just makes it more interesting. Like,
why not?
This is what. No.
Listen.
No? You look at their qualifying campaign; they weren't good enough. If like they were.
Don't worry, Dan. I'm not going to change.
Well, I will say that boys
is like the FIFA president.
I'm just going to call out Wenger.
I expect all of you lot. I expect all you lot to support Iran now and England. So, yeah. No, you got to. We're not going to make it out of the group.
Or Iraq. Zidane Iqbal, whoever he plays for Iraq.
Yeah, he's Iraqi. But yeah, good news. 3 World Cups in a row now.
You always find gems in these tournaments, and that goalkeeper for was at Egypt. He was good.
Yeah, he was amazing.
10 out of 10 and still lost.
I feel bad for him. He could get signed up.
Maybe you could take him. You need a penalty shot saver, don't you, Chavez? Because you're not good.
If we had Romero yesterday, for when we played Middlesbrough, we'd be in the next round. But it is what it is.
Maybe Dan could do with a keeper, Ben Foster.
No, we tried to
Brandy go.
Get
Danny Brandy go. Dan, would you play for Watford?
Nah. Better than Backman, but.
Backman.
But no.
Boys, is that it?
No, just quickly to end on kind of a half irrelevant point, but as you were saying about the qualifiers and stuff, Senegal have got Egypt in the African qualifier for the World Cup section. So it's either a redemption arc or Senegal
grudge match.
are just going to have them. Yeah.
That's actually a good game.
Yeah, we see it. Yeah.
What? So only one of those teams can be in the World Cup?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Salah against Mane for the World Cup.
I think Salah gets his redemption, right?
We'll see. Senegal is strong, aren't
they? Yeah, Mendy. Do you know what? Actually, that's the one person we can talk about. Edouard Mendy.
they?
What a
What a
man.
baller.
He's
What
on
a
the top of the world
yeah.
right now. On track for Ballon d'Or.
Has
Yeah.
the keeper ever
If
won
it ever
Ballon d'Or?
goes, yeah, I agree.
Do you know outfield players? It's not the
Yashin,
same,
yeah.
is it?
Yeah, Yashin. No.
Oh, yeah.
Knowledge. El's got knowledge.
Yeah, Mendy for Ballon d'Or next year.
And his story as well, how he was working, he was unemployed, didn't get into football till he was in his 20s, wasn't he?
No, he's amazing.
Yeah, that was only like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
reading his background.
Yeah, saw it earlier than when I made my Facebook.
But he did.
Big up
All right,
Sport
boys. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it? Fantastic. Well, we'll wrap it up there for everyone watching. We'll be back next week. Of course, we did predictions, of course. So we'll be here next week again covering all those predictions. I mean, what's the table looking like to cover up? What's
Just
table
an
looking like?
update on the
Who's first, second,
table. Me and Dan, title races on, same level of points going into next week. El, you've dropped into the relegation zone, you're bottom. And Chavez huge with a guessing
Burnley
the
Watford 0-0. I said Hodgson's defense.
And Chavez is coming up, could be in a title challenge maybe. You need to get some
2 more Watford
predictions.
clean sheets.
He's going to fall off like United.
More Watford clean sheets.
Yeah, that's
All right.
not happening. We peaked.
Could do.
No, it's not.
We peaked.
We peaked.
Right. Okay. But yeah, catch us next week, everyone, for watching. We'll be back next week covering obviously all the predictions, and hopefully something juicy will happen this week so we can cover that. But in the meantime, take care.
Keep your heads up.